In the sprawling, unpredictable world of the internet, few people have sparked as much controversy, curiosity, and conversation as Amberlynn Reid. Right off the bat, her personality comes off as very condescending, self-centered, and dare we say, narcissistic.
I just feel like she's eating extra slow. She never eats this slow, you guys.
Yes, I do.
No, baby. You haven't even finished your first burrito.
However, if you haven't been following the infamous Amberverse all this time, you might not understand why she gets so much hate online. To an outsider's eye, she's just an overnight YouTuber who is posting her weight loss journey. Sounds innocent enough, right? But there's more to it than what meets the eye. What started off as a weight loss channel quickly became something truly serious. With every girl she dated, her personality morphed from shy and timid to a more aggressive, manipulative version of herself.
The hug. Yeah. Stop. Stop. Puppy face works every time.
The question is, what did she do to deserve so much hate? But most importantly, what made her the way she is? In this video, we'll scratch the tip of the Amberlynn Reid iceberg and tell you as many things as we can about her life and YouTube career. Who is Amberlynn Reid? Amberlynn has been posting content on YouTube for well over a decade now. She started her YouTube channel in 2013 with a video titled Nervous plus Awkward plus Weight Loss Vlog.
Hi, my name's Amberlynn and I wanted to start a YouTube channel for weight loss. I see a lot of videos of other people doing it and it's so motivating. And
unfortunately, the nice and shy person you're seeing in this video didn't last for long. In fact, over the years, she had turned into a completely different person, explaining her weight gain through illogical reasons and managing to get morbidly obese just by being ignorant about her health. When she posted her first ever video on November 18, 2013, she weighed some 300 pounds. She said that she was posting these videos to basically hold herself accountable. However, instead of losing weight, she has now gained more than 200 pounds since her first video. There's so much lore surrounding her that when you first stumble across her, you may not understand the amount of hate she gets online. While her weight did set her up for an insane amount of hate, she did far more crappy things to deserve it. Once you get to know Amberlynn, you'll realize that even if she was the skinniest girl in the world, she would still be a horrible person. Over the years that she has been posting videos, she has dated numerous girls. Based on who she is dating at the time, people have divided her life into different sagas and eras. In this video, we'll follow a similar timeline to tell you what really happened to Amberlynn Reid. Childhood trauma and family. Amberlynn didn't have a very happy childhood. In one of her videos, she talked about her parents and how she struggled with emotional issues when she went through the foster care system.
I did have a very hard childhood. My parents were drug addicts. They abused each other, neglected each other. After being in foster care for over a year, I was actually in a children's shelter for longer than that. I found out that my brother was actually going to be an adopted child. He was going to be put in closed adoption, which meant I would never be allowed to see him again. It broke my heart, and it still does. And it happened 12 years ago. In a way, I felt like my own child was being adopted. So it was just a hard time for me.
She was born on December 27, 1990 in Key West, Florida. Both of her parents were heavily addicted to drugs. Her mother's name was Christine Reid, and she was released from prison around 2019. Amberlynn didn't get to spend a lot of time with her parents because of their addiction and substance abuse, but she did have a very strong bond with one of her brothers. Amberlynn has 3 brothers. Tony, who is 1.5 years younger than her, Jonathan, who is 8 years younger, and James, who is 11 years younger than Amberlynn. Amberlynn met and held James only once before he was put up for adoption, but she loved taking care of Jonathan. She used to look after Jonathan, and she even saved his life once when Jonathan was still an infant.
I still remember one time in particular when my parents were on so many drugs that they were like passed out. My baby brother was crying and I wasn't sure why, so I went into the room of where they were, and it was because his crib was by a curtain, and the curtain string was wrapped around his neck. I will never forget that day as long as I live. Even now it's emotional for me. His face was purple, he was screaming and crying, and to put it shortly, I had to save his life. And I did.
However, she was eventually taken away from her brother and moved to Sonoma County, California. Because her parents were constantly fighting and were not there to take care of her or her siblings, she was taken into multiple foster homes from age 8 to 12, after which her parents regained her custody. She recalled how the time she spent in foster care was really traumatic for her. According to her, the worst memory of her life was when she was pushed down the stairs at age 10. After her parents regained the kids' custody, things apparently became way worse. Her brother Tony started physically abusing her, and her parents' addiction went to a whole new level.
We went to court and we had a 6-month trial to live with them. And that trial turned into 2 years, but it was a failed trial. The whole time my family was just getting worse and worse. I started smoking marijuana. My brother started acting out. He started hitting me. My parents got worse. Their drug addiction went to a whole new level.
Amberlynn also confessed that she once tried meth as a kid and became very much suicidal. She would also skip classes during high school, she would drink alcohol and smoke marijuana, and if that's not enough, she also turned to the wrong people for company. According to her, the only period in school she wouldn't miss was lunch. By the age of 10, she was already 290 pounds. This makes it evident that Amberlynn turned to food as a way to cope with her life, which was not only physically unhealthy but also damaging to her mental health.
More than anything, I just wanted somebody, and that somebody turned out to be food again. I have to admit, after being pretty much tortured by her and my brother, I climbed my way up to being 420 pounds. And I will never forget that day when I weighed in and I was 420 pounds, and for some reason I feel like I even weighed more at one point. It was shocking, and people made fun of me still. I mean, we were almost 18 years old and I was being made fun of still. I mean, when do you grow up, honestly? It was just hard.
You can now see where it all stemmed from. Her neglectful parents and her binge-eating habits are what led her to utter and complete disaster. The quiet and timid girl you're seeing in these videos is not who Amberlynn is right now. But Amberlynn failed to realize that she didn't need a weight loss channel to help her. What she really needed was to talk to a trauma therapist and revisit those traumatic chapters of her life. However, once she started getting attention on the internet, things went truly downhill for her, and there was simply no going back. Crystal era. When she was 18, Amberlynn moved to Oklahoma to live with her family, but things did not quite work out. She went to visit her then-girlfriend in Arizona when she got a text from her mom saying that her grandma did not want her to live with them. So she was basically kicked out of her home in Oklahoma when she was visiting her girlfriend in Arizona. She was stuck, so she started living in Arizona with her girlfriend Casey, but her girlfriend's mom was not at all happy about it.
My girlfriend's mom did not want that at all. She hated me. So did her boyfriend. Several times he threatened to kill me. I was abused there a lot in several different ways. I slowly started falling out of love with my current girlfriend and realizing that the person I should be with was right before my eyes and I didn't even realize it.
That's when she met Crystal online. She started liking her immediately, and eventually she broke up with her then-girlfriend and started living with Crystal and her parents in Virginia. This is when Amber felt cared for the first time, and she could be better. She actually started posting her weight loss videos on YouTube when she was with Crystal. This was also the first and only time when Amber apparently hit the 89-pound mark, and this was also the only excuse that she could use justifying that she had lost weight and actually knew how to. The Crystal era lasted from 2011 to 2015. After that, Crystal dumped Amber. We don't know for sure why they broke up, but the audience believes that it was probably because Amber was extremely wasteful and would disrespect Crystal's parents. Nonetheless, the Crystal era ended on a very weird note. They were broken up but would still sleep together on the same bed. The Destiny era. After getting dumped by Crystal, Amber moved to Florida with her next girlfriend, Destiny. This relationship lasted from 2015 to 2017. During this entire time, Amber was very much in love with Destiny. So much in love that both of them were seen riding mobility scooters in Walmart together.
Is this real life?
Yeah. Just walk with it.
They did not only do this once, but they would do it constantly. It was probably their favorite thing ever, proving that these two people didn't really understand what they were doing. Knowing this would provoke criticism, she attempted to justify this by claiming that she was suffering from her feet and that this particular Walmart housed a surprisingly high number of scooters compared to every other one. This, however, did not garner her much sympathy, with many still indicting her for her immaturity, an argument bolstered by the fact that she filmed herself racing in one of the scooters through a parking lot. Now, one of the most prominent things that happened during this time was Gracie the cat incident. When Amber moved in with Destiny, she had a dog and a cat named Gracie. Amber was apparently letting the dog out when Gracie also managed to escape with the dog and was eventually lost. Although Amber says that it was not intentional, people at that time believed that Amber did it purposefully. And if that is not enough to prove what a horrible and neglectful pet owner she was, she proceeded to immediately get another cat after Gracie ran away. Simply put, both Amber and Destiny were horrible pet owners, and they probably did not deserve these poor souls.
Ew, it's probably leaking.
No bite.
Now, during this time, both Destiny and Amber worked in a nursing home as PCA workers. This was supposed to be a good thing for Amber as she was getting more independent, but she would constantly record herself while on the job, and sometimes she would even have some of the residents in her videos, which probably is not fully legal, if at all. May 6, 2016 marks a very important day in the Amberlynn lore, since this was the day she posted her first mukbang. The video was simply titled "Mukbang Eat With Me Spicy" and had her eating some hot Cheetos in it. This started a very unhealthy trend of mukbangs on her channel. She would say these kinds of videos were helping her be more aware of how much she's eating. But on the other hand, the amount that she was eating was just unhealthy and disastrous.
And the only reason why I'm eating 3 pieces is because I did not eat all day, and I literally feel like I probably won't eat much later. I don't know.
Another prominent thing to come out of the Destiny era was the Casey scandal. In late 2016, Amberlynn posted a video where she stated that her ex, Casey Cordero, had abused and raped her while they lived together from 2008 to 2011. The original video titled "In an Abusive Relationship, I Was Raped" has since been deleted. She didn't only reveal some of the most disturbing details about her relationship with Casey, but she also seemed kind of transphobic in this video.
Okay, so Cassidy was very sexually strived. Like, is that even a thing? I don't know. She really thought I was attractive. She really was sexually attracted to me, and she always wanted to, like, have sex. And I stopped feeling that for her. Like, I didn't tell her that. I would just, like, make up things like, oh, I don't feel good, or, oh, I'm on my period, like, even though I wasn't. And just little things like that. And it made her fucking pissed. When you say no to someone, whether you've been with them for like a month or whether you've been with them for like 6 years, if you say no to a sexual act, your partner should accept that. That is where I firmly stand. But she didn't. And she would literally sit there and beg me. At first it was like cute little begs, like, oh, come on, baby, whatever. But then as time gradually went on, it became, you're gonna touch me whether you like it or not. And I was like, you can't force me. And little did I know she can. That's when she started punching me a lot. She would aim for my belly. I don't think she ever actually hit me in the face. Her favorite spot was my stomach. She would punch me really hard in my stomach. She'd punch me like around right here a lot. She would punch me on my arms. And she would continuously do it until I agreed to make love to her or have sex, whatever you want to consider it. So not only was I being physically abused, but I was pretty much being like...
On September 16, 2016, Casey posted a response video where he accused Amberlynn of the same abusive behavior. Casey's allegations included Amberlynn hitting him and forcing him to perform sexual acts with her. Casey also claims that Amberlynn was rude to his family.
I didn't do it. And I don't know where this story came from. I didn't do it at all. Now, the places she said about being hit, those were on me. Those were the exact places she hit me. I was the one being abused. And I will say this, I may have laid a hand on her a few times. That was in self-defense. I didn't do it, and I damn well did not rape her. I did not rape her. Period.
Many people believe Amberlynn lied about the situation, inverting the blame to make herself seem like the victim, while in reality, she was the true abuser. Although neither side has provided sufficient evidence to prove either story as of currently. This is because Amber has been caught a lot of times on record, gaslighting and manipulating her viewers. She would constantly change her narrative of stories and her past experiences, which really made people question her authenticity and sense of reality. The rape allegations aren't something you could just lie about and get away with. Another reason why people think it was the other way around and she was the abuser was that she deleted the video later and then never acknowledged the things said by Casey. She just went about her life without even mentioning it once. However, she did post her infamous poetry video titled "Speaking Up" right after Casey posted the allegations against her. And if that's not enough, her behavior and the way she treated her future girlfriends were enough to guess how manipulative she could be. Yes, she had a traumatic childhood, and the things she went through are probably the reasons why she became this way. But your mental conditions and trauma should never be an explanation or an excuse for your bad behavior. And this is precisely what Amber kept doing. She would gain sympathy from people by quoting again and again that she was suffering from panic attacks and potentially borderline personality disorder. Break up with Destiny. In one of her videos, she confessed to everything she has ever lied about on the channel. In the video, she told how she had lied about Destiny's weight gain. She also confessed that she had lied about her blood pressure and the entire Aunt Tammy situation. She previously said that her aunt hated her and didn't want to live with her because Amber was fat. But this was not true. It was because of Amber's own behavior. This video is important because it gives us an idea of Amber's gaslighting and how she's capable of manipulating the narrative. While talking about Destiny, she said,
When I moved in with her, or we moved in together in our apartment, she weighed 181 pounds, and as of today she weighs 206. So she's gained about 25 pounds. On her body structure, of course, that's really horrible, and I feel really bad, and I blame myself so much. I do. She's never been a healthy eater, though, I will say that, but I feel like it's only gotten a little worse since she's been with me, and I feel horrible about it. I don't want to go into any more with that. I just feel freaking horrible, and I want her to lose weight more than I want myself to lose weight, because I care about her and love her more than I love myself. And when I see her eat something that's bad for her, it breaks my heart because she doesn't understand nutrition like I do, and I don't, who's gonna listen to me? Look at me, that's just how it goes.
Moreover, she also consistently love-bombed Destiny, smothering her with gifts and trying to gain back her love, but things were already dying between the two, especially after the Code Red Mountain Dew incident.
Then I think either my mom or my mammy called me about going over there because my mammy was going to my mom's, and she was like, hey, we're going to cook, you guys should come over, and I was like, heck yeah, I was ready to go. I hadn't seen my mom in a little while, I was ready to go over there and eat some good dinner and what have you. Well, Amberlynn didn't want to go, and I said, that's fine. You don't have to go. Because, like I said, all that drama from before with her and my mom, they were just tense. But she didn't want me to go. And I was like, okay, well, it's been a little while since I've been over there. Just, I'm going to go over there. And she was just, throwing a big, fit. I don't know how else to describe it. She was crying, and I know it was a Code Red Mountain Dew in my hand. She will swear to you that this didn't happen. I've talked to her about it before. She swears it didn't happen. So I don't know why she thinks that, but why would I make this up? I would try to walk out of the house, and I know I have this code red Mountain Dew in my hand, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. So, and because we were already arguing, I was like, I don't want to be around you anyway right now. Like, we were arguing. I wanted to go see my mom. She starts screaming at me from the sliding glass doorway, saying that she's gonna harm herself if I leave, and I don't know, just all this stuff, you know, just going nuts. And then I was like, no, you won't. You know, I said, that's not something to play around with. Just let me go see my mom. And she starts like coming at me, you know, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So I get in my car and I leave the can on my top of my car, and I close the door real quick and I lock the door, and she's like telling me to get out, all this stuff, and she ends up throwing the can at my car, made me mad. And I want to say I ended up not going. I don't think I did. I'm like 98% sure I did not go to my mom's. I ended up just going back inside and dealing with her.
This is Destiny's side of the story about the incident, but Amberlynn keeps denying that this ever happened. On her Instagram story, she responded to a question by saying, I never treated and never threw anything. This is something Destiny and I would always bicker about even while friends. She swore up and down that it happened, and I swear up and down that it didn't. I know myself. I know who I am. I don't threaten and I don't get violent. What is true was me not wanting her to leave because that was around the time I was struggling horribly with anxiety. Our address got doxed and I wasn't medicated. I didn't want to be home alone because I was scared. There was no argument though. However, despite all the gifts and all the love bombing, it did not work out and Destiny eventually broke up with Amberlynn in 2017. After that, Amber's mental health was a disaster. Destiny started dating Dana, both of whom would often appear in Amber's vlogs, usually during their double dates, and it was nothing but awkward. It was very evident that Amber was still in love with Destiny, and this made things very weird since Amber herself was dating someone else, but she just couldn't move on, and then we got the infamous Valentine's Day video in which she just talked about Destiny.
Has Destiny moved on? Yes. Did Destiny cheat on me? No. But she has moved on. She is interested in another girl, and the girl is interested in her. Yeah, I cry alone. That's just what I do. I was her everything at one point. It's actually been 4 weeks exactly since Destiny broke up with me. She did it on the Friday the 13th of January. It really sucks.
Overall, during the time they dated, there was a lot of Destiny on her channel, and this did not change even after their breakup. She would constantly talk about her and reveal little details about their relationship. What was weirder was that she again, somehow, manipulated Destiny into sharing a bed with her even after their breakup. It's again a pattern that we see a lot when it comes to Amber. She also guilt-tripped her previous girlfriend into it. Another thing that's common in almost all of her relationships is the lack of respect and personal space. She was constantly shoving the camera in Destiny's face all the time without her general consent, and Destiny herself spoke about it in a video.
I have a long butt crack. I try to keep it maintained, but sometimes it's out, and I try my best to keep it covered up, but you know, it happens. But she didn't have no reason to be posting my butt crack on YouTube.
The Beck era. It was an extremely painful and downright cringe era, but it finally came to an end when they broke up. But hey, who said that things were about to look up for Amber?
We're gonna get mad. They're gonna... Amberlynn makes fun of Becky.
I do need better self-esteem, and I'm working on it. I really am. I think my biggest thing with my self-esteem is probably my chin.
Chin up, babe. Your crown is falling.
Because that's funny.
Becky, you have one chin. Right here. Oh, wait, no. You have like this chin and then this chin.
Oh, yeah. See, I've got two chins.
And I have two chins. We've talked about this.
Now, after the Destiny breakup, Amber moved in with Beck, along with Beck's friends Eric and Ricky. Now, Eric and Ricky were married, and they just never let go of any opportunity to put Amber down in the sneakiest way possible. Immediately after Amber moved in with Beck, Eric apparently told Amberlynn something that caused a lot of drama among the friends. To completely explain this drama, we'll have to introduce you to two other friends of Beck, Hannah and Rafe. While Amber was looking for a place, Amber's cat was staying with Hannah and Rafe. They were just watching over the cat and the cat was not spayed, which was causing a lot of problems for them. So Hannah and Rafe decided to get the cat spayed without asking Amber, and this landed the three of them in an argument. Now, this argument had also been fueled by the fact that Eric probably told Amber how Hannah and Rafe think that she, Amber, is a very difficult person and that it's very hard to be friends with her. All of this is not that relevant but kind of sets the stage for why Amber and Beck eventually broke up. Spoiler alert, during the Beck era, Amber's audience started growing very concerned for the pets living with her. Although it was not the first time people have expressed concern for the way she treated her pets, this time they actually started calling animal control on her.
Hater. Later, hater. Oh my god, are you a cutie? She's our little security guard. Yeah. Pitiful. She has a vet appointment coming up in a few days.
At the time, Amberlynn had a pet chihuahua called Twinkie, who was extremely overweight, but Amber just didn't want to address it. In addition to this, the poor dog had dangerously long nails and just seemed very unhealthy.
Twinkie wouldn't even jump on that. She went up it like super slow. And then once she got on the bed, she couldn't really walk. And I literally sat there bawling my eyes out because she was in so much pain that she was shaking. So we don't really have like any 24-hour vet places, which is kind of dumb in my opinion because you never know what's going to happen at freaking 3 a.m. So tomorrow, since it's Monday, I need to call a vet and it's like an emergency because Twinkie's in horrible pain. I don't know if it's like her joints. I don't know if she, like, while we weren't home, she like jumped off the couch wrong or like anything could be happening. And I'm like terrified because like seeing her in pain.
Starting in 2018, Amberlynn came under fire for mistreating her animals. It has been noted that her dog, Twinkie Star, is grossly overweight. Amberlynn dismissed this by saying that Twinkie is a breed of dog that grows larger than Chihuahuas usually do. In a 2018 video, Amberlynn uploaded of Twinkie in a swing. Viewers also noticed that Twinkie's nails were long and untrimmed, which can cause a lot of pain for dogs to walk on. Amberlynn said that there were no groomers or veterinarians available and near her for her to get Twinkie groomed. So eventually, her audience called animal services because things did not look good for Twinkie. She would talk about how she's worried about her dog and then go out to eat with her ex-girlfriend and current girlfriend to Walmart and buy useless earrings she would never use, which by the way was a serious shopping addiction of Amber's. But let's not get lost in all of her bad habits like collecting piles of journals and using mobility scooters for fun. What happened after the animal control call was that she made a video about it and told her audience that Twinkie was fine.
And about the claws, which you guys seem to be literally obsessed with in the comments. Again, he said that her claws are perfect. And he said that in his words, that they are perfect. He said that he has seen nails that were so bad that every single one of them were curled under. He says that most abused animals are very like hesitant and like they have a certain way of acting, and Twinkie was not like that at all. I would never in a million years physically abuse my animals. Let go of him. Jesus Christ, that was like no, baby. We have a dog here named Trixie. I don't know where or how anyone got that in their head that I would ever do that. I won't even like gently tap them like that. Ever. Ew, it's probably leaking. Ew. There are people actually abusing animals out there. Nobody. Go actually call animal services on people who actually abuse their animals.
Take this video for example, where she looks like she's about to drown her own dog, or she might just sit on the poor dog.
To get to my chair, I do this.
There are lots of videos on the internet that prove how neglectful she was towards her pets. After these allegations, she decided that she would go on numerous Snapchat rants about why people hate her. We don't know what really caused this. Maybe she was hurt about the fact that people were calling animal control on her. But these rants started happening in 2019. In one of her Snapchat rants, she appeared with a totally new persona. She looked very angry for whatever reason, and she had press-on nails and fake eyelashes. This was a memorable era, and people recall it by the name of the press-on nail era. Amber had always been a meme content on the internet, but this particular video started making rounds in the community and everybody was seriously mad at her after this. She called everyone disrespectful pieces of shh, but this was just the beginning of how bad things were going to get in the Beck era. While filming a mukbang featuring shrimp and cocktail sauce, Amberlynn began discussing similarities she shared with Foodie Beauty, namely the similarities of their respective fan bases. She then proceeded to express her disdain for most of their viewers, coming off as extremely passive-aggressive and entitled. Essentially, if there was anything you could take away from watching this video, it was that Amberlynn wanted money and praise without having to put in any of the required work to get it. Whenever she would fall into a slump in terms of views, popularity, or both, it was not because of her, but because of the trolls. Viewers had seen Amber act like a spoiled brat before, but as time went on, this reoccurring quirk of her had only gotten more and more transparent as it went on, and this video was widely considered to be one of the first where people could see the true Amber, a self-obsessed, unrepenting jag-off who deludedly believed she was owed more than what she got. In the wake of this video, many people were understandably furious, and some even had enough completely unsubscribing from her channel. Realizing that she could not afford to lose any ad revenue, Amberlynn shortly after made a hollow wishy-washy pseudo-apology and rebooted her weight loss journey for a short amount of time. Around this time, Beck's mom Norma was diagnosed with breast cancer, so Amber and Beck made a GoFundMe page that was set up for Norma. They made a video together in which they promoted the page and requested all the viewers to watch the ads so that Amber could generate more revenue to help Beck's mom.
So I just wanted to start this video by saying there will be ads in this video because I want to donate all the proceeds, every single last penny that I make on this video, towards Becky's mom.
Goal of the GoFundMe page was $5,000. People were mad about this too. They knew at this point Amber was making enough to help Beck's mom, so why couldn't she help her without the GoFundMe page? People also thought that it was all just a scam to make people like her and watch her videos and the ads so that she could make more money from her videos in which she barely even put any effort. In the video, Becky mentioned that the drive to the treatment was a lengthy one. She claimed it was around 2.5 hours. It was later discovered via leaked messages from Norma's best friend, Anne, that the drive was 7 hours. Amberlynn did not accompany the pair on the trip, but supposedly paid for their hotel room when they arrived. In the video, Becky makes multiple contradictory claims about her mother's insurance. Within the video, Becky says that the insurance would pay half, would not pay, and refused to pay. Norma later both claims she does and does not have insurance that will cover the treatment in comments that were deleted by Amberlynn. Also in the video, Amberlynn encourages her viewers to watch as many ads as they can, as well as to click on the ads, which is a direct violation of YouTube's terms of service. Norma's husband at the time, Jerry, was ousted as a former member of the Navy by his ex-wife, as well as having TRICARE insurance, which, according to Jerry's ex-wife, would cover cancer treatment for himself, his spouse, and any underage independents. The video that pushes viewers to the GoFundMe page was deleted by Amberlynn. According to her, she deleted the video because of the terms of service violation that she unknowingly committed, but many suspect that the video was removed due to the exposure that the posts and comments speaking out against the fundraiser had received. The GoFundMe was eventually shut down. However, a bunch of voice messages were leaked soon after, which were sent by Amber to Beck's mom. You can see how rudely she talked to her and how bad her behavior was towards her girlfriend's mom.
Because I can say the same about you, where not once have you thanked me personally for the money I was going to give you, for the video I made,
You heard
for the
that. I was
backlash
going to
I'm
give
getting
you.
for sticking up for you. Not once did you say sorry for any of the things
that you have brought to my channel that is in a negative light.
Not long after this, Becky was diagnosed with uterine cancer herself. She announced this news on YouTube. She also went into detail about the events leading up to and during her long hospital visit. And on June 4, 2020, she posted a health follow-up video letting her audience know what her doctors had discovered during a previous visit. Unfortunately, she had been diagnosed with uterine cancer.
I've never been tested, and while they were doing the surgery, I would stop breathing a lot. Another thing is they had to cut my hymen high. That's embarrassing.
Soon after her diagnosis, she was able to receive a full hysterectomy, which turned out successful. She did not talk about her cancer after that, but she did go back to making her audience mad by making videos at the cemetery after Beck's mom died. They apparently went together to pick a headstone for Beck's mom's grave, and she decided to record it because, well, this is what Amber does. In the video, she acted like she was emotional and heartbroken, while she was literally posting TikToks at the exact same moment. After Beck's mom died, Becky proposed to Amber in February 2021, and they were engaged. Amber was thrilled about it. She talked about it in most of her videos and said it was the most special moment for her.
I'm engaged, so that is an actual situation. I am shook to the core. It was so special, and it was totally Becky, the way she asked me. We're keeping that private for now. There are a few people who know, close people, but...
But later that year, on June 29th, 2021, they both announced in a live stream titled "We Have Something to Tell You" that Becky broke up with Amberlynn. They disclosed that the breakup was due to the fact neither of them felt like they had the proper support system they needed to aid them in their respective weight loss and mental health journeys. This was the end of the Beck era, and we think it was for the best, given how badly Amber treated Beck all the time. The Wifey era. However, a couple of months after the breakup, in August, Amber had already found herself a new girlfriend she dubs Wifey. Later on, Amber revealed that Wifey's real name is Feline. But it was not really Feline. Feline was just a nickname from Bambi. Her real name was Jade. Amber says that Feline does not feel comfortable showing herself on camera, and so for now, Feline's identity is unknown. Now, this relationship on Instagram escalated way too quickly. Amber constantly talked about how supportive and nice she was while she was live streaming with Beck.
And want to be a better person for them and for yourself and for each other, like, that is already a positive sign, because it seems like every time I get into a relationship, like, I just go downhill. My lips have been in a lot of use lately.
What?
This sounds bad, but now I know what, like, that love feels like. Wait. Never mind. Been killing the babe, see you in September. That's really hurt. What? Yeah. That's her, y'all. Okay? How would you describe her? I'm getting nervous. How would you describe her?
Oh my god. She's cute and athletic and
she has braids. Oh my god. She has the best smile I have ever seen in my life. Very, very attractive. What's that? Yes, she is black.
This was the period when Beck and Amber were living together post-breakup, and she would talk about Wifey right in front of Beck. It also seemed like she was deliberately trying to make her feel bad about it. It was also speculated that Wifey moved in with Amber while she was still living with Beck. The end of 2021 and into 2022 begins the Wifey era. It wouldn't be wrong if we say that this era was probably the most boring time on Amber's channel. If something interesting did happen during this time, it was that Amber started profusely blaming Beck for things that had gone wrong in her life. Most prominently, she blamed Beck for her cancer on an Instagram story. Someone asked her if she thinks her cancer journey would have been different if she had been with her current girlfriend Wifey at that time. This question was probably asked because Amber would just never shut up about how nice and supportive and kind and cute this new girlfriend was. Amber responded to this in the most Amber way possible. She said, "I would have went to the doctor sooner. I wouldn't have ever waited till I was bleeding to death to be rushed to the ER. In another story, she said she didn't seem concerned, which made it to where I was less concerned than I should have been. Beck also responded to this, and while she did not want to take Amber to the ER at first because everyone just knows how Amber is, it doesn't mean that she should be blamed for something like this. Beck also said and made it clear that she wants to move on and not be talked about on Amberlynn's channel. While Amber was so much in love with Wifey, little did we know that they wouldn't last either. On a video posted on July 4th, 2023 titled "We Broke Up," Amberlynn had confirmed that she and Feline had mutually ended their relationship. However, it was later revealed that Amberlynn had been the one to initiate the breakup, only to regret it when Wifey agreed that they needed to break up. Amberlynn has cried in several videos since. Amberlynn says that she and Wifey had the most passionate relationship she has ever experienced. However, as of late, Wifey has been silent, not talking in the background like she usually does, and many suspect that she finally left Amberlynn and went back to her home. The single era. But before the Wifey breakup, something else happened that gave us some knowledge of what happened between Destiny and Amber. Destiny basically appeared on her YouTube channel and revealed all the incidents that happened with Amber, including the Code Red Mountain Dew incident that we mentioned earlier. Since Destiny uploaded her videos, there has been a constant back and forth between the two despite Amber trying to take the higher road by responding to Destiny only on Instagram stories and DMs. Destiny also called Amber on the live stream and talked to her. The entire conversation is proof that Amber consistently used her mental health as a reason to get out of bad behavior and justify the things that she does.
Attitude that gets in the way. Have you ever thought of like mental illness is a problem? My mental illness gets in the way a lot. And I have bad attitudes with people who treat me like shit, and you know that you did. And you just know that you did. And you know what's really funny? You saying that me and you always argued. You know the funniest thing in the whole world? That was you and Dana. Like me and Becky would low-key talk shit, sorry. You and Dana would argue about everything.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so why are you sitting there and acting like you're like this almighty person?
I'm not. I expose myself.
Bull. I didn't think you were a bad person, but I guess now I do. It's just like, you know the type of reaction I was going to receive by you doing this.
However, since Amber and Wifey have broken up, Amber has now moved to Oklahoma and is living close to her mom. Her mom is now out of prison and is sober, which gives Amber a great opportunity to rekindle their relationship. We don't know if she's doing it because of the lack of romantic partners in her life at the moment or because she really wants to rebond with her mom. But they have been visiting each other a lot more, which might actually be what Amber needs right now. Amber is currently in the single era, which seems to be the end of it all. But this doesn't necessarily mean that everything is good and well now. She seems to be drinking a lot more lately. 3 buzzballs by herself in her house, to be precise. But regardless of all this, she's very much in her single era after Wifey. We don't know for sure what will happen in her life next, but we hope that things start looking up for Amberlynn and her weight loss journey might actually kick off after all these years. But the fact remains that she has done some truly disturbing things, blaming people for their cancer, fake allegations, and treating her partners in the worst way possible. This is all for today's video. If you've stayed this far, stay a little bit longer and subscribe to the channel. Do let us know in the comments down below if you've missed a significant ALR moment.